Hello, hello. Servers decided to finally let me in, so we're gonna be playing some more Heavensward today. Sure, it will be really fun. I really enjoyed my time the day before yesterday. Yesterday we just played some Hollow Knight, which was also very fun. So yeah, looking forward to continuing. Let me switch over to the game. Oh boy, that's all out of whack, huh? There we go. Don't mind me just fixing my layout. Oh, it's the Hollow Knight one. Uh-oh. What did I do? There we go. Smooth beginning to the stream. There we go. Alright, I just need to figure some stuff out. Can you tell I'm new to streaming? Alright. Well, let's go save Robon. Shortly before you arrived, I received word from Limsa that you were searching for General Ravan. As the Admiral will have informed you, he was recently moved from his cell in the Marasaya pit. At the same juncture, Yu Hase and the 3rd Unit were observed leaving the Rising Stones. This can be no simple coincidence. Their purpose, we believe, is to escort the Flame General to the scene of his execution. Suffice it to say, we have people shadowing the 3rd. If you would join the hunt, pray seek out Doware at Highbridge, where I too am bound. Alright. Well, let's just teleport there. It's a ways away. I've been expecting you. Time is of the essence, so I shall be direct. Yu Hase and his men are bound for Halatali. We believe that this is where they intend to carry out the execution. Hozan is presently keeping watch over the entrance. Let us make haste and join him. Gotta save our dad. Not almost dead. You've come at a good time, my friends, but moments ago the trader Ilbert arrived and entered Halatali. From this we may be certain that General Roban is being held within. Ozone would brief you on the mission to rescue Roban. Yeah, there he is. There's no time to lose. General Alden may be executed any moment. You must enter Halatali and free him from his captors. Please see to your own preparations and tell me when you're ready to proceed. One of our own will accompany you inside. Alright. Let me just very quickly check something. Ah, yeah. Okay, perfect. And as always, we're just gonna go with very easy, because I don't want to drag this out any more than it needs to be. Yukiri!
Pray, forgive me my lateness.
Lady Yugiri!
Master Alphino, I am pleased to see that the light of resolve shines in your eyes once more.
Ah, yes. How pathetic I must have seemed to you when we last met. I am ashamed to record it. For a time I was well and truly lost. But with the aid of my comrades, I have since refound my purpose, and I shall take care not to misplace it again.
Since your escape from Ulda, my fellow shinobi and I have shadowed the Crystal Braves every step, in hopes of learning the Scion's whereabouts. Regrettably, our investigation has yet to yield any useful information. Pray, forgive us.
You need not apologize, my lady. We are grateful for all that you have done on our behalf. Besides, Ralban is no less a friend, and we cannot well abandon him to his fate.
Hozan, the three of us shall attend to the Flame General's rescue. Pray, draw away the guards by the entrance. Take Dowade and Higiri with you. With me!
Hell yeah, dream team, let's go. Not a soul from the Colosseum to be seen. This bodes ill. Take the lead, Duache. I shall follow close upon you.
Away with you!
Leave this to me.
general, but where are his captors? I mislike the look of this. Okay. Sure. It does look worse for wear. He is bound by some manner of magic device, yet I dare not force it open. It may well be booby-trapped. I have heard of such devices. The crystal brace will possess the key. Let us split up and look for it. That will not be necessary. Pray do not take it personally, my friends. You are the victims of harsh economic conditions. Happily, you will not suffer for long. This poison will convey you swiftly onto the bosom of Thal, where I hope to join you after the passing of many prosperous years. Farewell, friends. Oh, and do try to relax. They tell me struggling only makes it worse. We cannot let them escape. Force the gate. Okay. Beast. Mist must be drying. Mist remains. We must stop it at the source. I shall turn to the general. Pray see to the mist and the key. The braves have the key. Alright. Go. That takes care of the mist. The mist is cleared. Next, to find the key and free Roban. How did they survive the poison? What? Looks like we'll just have to finish the job. The identification key. The key. Take it to Roban. Walking simulator. My thanks. Slowly, General. You are yet weak from your ordeal. Nevertheless, we must quit this place. I should have known. What are clever contrivances to the Warrior of Light? Well done, hero. Ilbert. You mean to struggle on then? Very well. If you would stand in my way, I will cut you down like all the rest. Come, scions, let's get this over with. Oh. This archer first. Oh, let's get this convert first. Rather.
I have you now.
Yeah.
It is nothing.
There we go.
This changes nothing.
It is over, Ilbert. Lay down your arms and surrender yourself to justice.
Justice? Justice for what exactly? 'Twas not I who assassinated the Sultana, boy.
Ere we debate who is responsible for the assassination, I would ask whether an assassination took place at all.
Oh, clever little shite. If you think you fight for justice, lass, you'd best wake up. The truth is, you fight for whoever bloody well tells you to. Can you not see you're being used? By the Scions, the City-States, even the Crystal Braves. They none of them care a whit what you want. Only what you can do for them. And how do I know this? Because I'm the same. A pawn to be used as my masters see fit. All I ever wanted was to liberate my homeland. And I ate dirt to make it happen. But what have I achieved after all these years in servitude? Nothing. Not a bloody thing. If we ourselves are not free, free to think and to act, how are we ever to reclaim our homeland? Know this. There is nothing I would not give to take back Alamigo. Nothing!
You'll not get away!
No, Master Alphano. Now is not the time.
I'm but a cripple and a fool. And still you came for me. I'm in your debt.
We are all of us fools of fate, General. But even fools have a part to play.
On your feet, gladiator. This fight is not over.
Rest assured, I was not planning to die till I'd avenged the Sultana. Still, your words are welcome, lass. Know this, Ilberd. There is nothing I would not give to see you pay for what you've done. My wealth, my arm, my life. Nothing.
General, are you aware that Lord Lolorito has yet to announce the Sultana's death to the public?
What? No. No, I was not aware of that, nor of anything else outside my cell. 'Tis passing strange, though. I assumed the bastard would make it known at the first opportunity, and set about tearing down the Sultanate.
As did we all. And it is indeed strange that he did not. Strange, or perhaps revealing. Now, I have no conclusive proof, nor do I wish to give you false hope, but I have reason to believe that Her Grace may yet live.
What? But how can that be?
Forgive me, friends, but it is not safe here. Let us continue this conversation without.
Alrighty then. The General's safe. What news without? My lady, the guards have been subdued as per your command. Sorry about that. That was the doorbell. I'll actually be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Let's keep going. We have since kept watch over the entrance. There's been no further activity. Then Ilbert and his minions have fled via some other egress, scoured the perimeter for signs of their passing. At once, my lady. General Alden, I presume, and the scions of the Seventh Dawn. Who are you? Identify yourself. Pray do not be alarmed. My mistress is a friend, and I come bearing a message of goodwill. For your own safety, she bade me direct your steps to the Waking Sands. Know that Master Urianger awaits you there, along with others sympathetic to your cause. This is no ruse, I assure you. General Alden, if you will come with me, I have prepared a carriage, that you may travel in comforts, safe from prying eyes. That does sure sound like a ruse, though. I've spoken with Urianger via Link Pearl. He confirms the man's story. Roban is in safe hands. Let us make our own way to Vesper Bay. Alright. Western Thanalan. Oh, well, I'll just fast travel. Whee!
My dearest friends, praise be unto the 12 for delivering you from the clutches of treachery.
Father!
Pippin, my son, and Master Papashan besides.
Forgive me, Father. I should have been at Her Grace's side.
Save your tears. The Sultana yet lives.
You.
It was I who arranged this gathering. And judging by your perplexed expressions, it would seem introductions are in order. I am Dulala, head of the Order of Noldthal, and member of the Syndicate.
What you said about the Sultana, is it true? Is she alive?
Young lady, I understand you were with the Sultana when she drank from the poisoned goblet and collapsed. Would I be correct in assuming that you did not personally verify Her Grace's vital signs?
Why ask when 'tis plain you know the answer?
Calm yourself, General, and let me finish. The truth is not as you imagine it. You are all victims of a most ingenious ruse. A ruse conceived to eliminate the threat posed by Teleji Adeleji. 'Tis my belief that Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination alone, but that Lolorito caught wind of his plot and exploited it to his own ends. He sought to manipulate you into eliminating Teleji for him, and you duly obliged. At one fell swoop, he removed his two foremost rivals, all the while remaining above suspicion.
God strike me down for a fool. But the Sultana, how can it be that she lives?
She lives because Lolorito willed it. Her own lady-in-waiting is but one of his many little birds. By her sleight of hand, the poison was switched for a less deadly draught before it could reach her mistress's lips.
Some manner of sedative, perchance? Of a potency sufficient to induce a slumber like unto death.
Were I to guess, I would say Her Grace is being held somewhere, dreaming dreams of a brighter Uldar, even as we speak.
Oh, Nanamo. I will never forgive Lolorito for his part in this.
Though Lolorito's hands are far from clean, they did pluck Her Grace from the jaws of death. That must count for something. And though one may call the man's methods into question, it cannot be denied that he knows the value of stability, to the very gill, like as not. He craves power, 'tis true, but he has no desire to depose the Sultana. I had never taken sides in your feud with the monetarists, but it was not for want of concern for our nation's welfare. Indeed, 'twas out of the desire to see order restored that I furnished your Far Eastern friends with information, and arranged this gathering. I hope you are ready to work, General, for there is much work to be done. Our first priority must be to bring matters back into balance. Lest you forget Her Grace's words, the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. As for the more worldly kind of wealth, I am content to let Lolorito help himself to whatever Teleji Adeleji left behind. You, meanwhile, must do that which you alone can do. Rescue Her Grace and take your place at her side once more, for her sake and that of our nation.
I had not counted on Prioress Dulala herself appearing. In my defense, my suspicions regarding the Sultana proved more prescient. Much remains to be done, but in rescuing Rauban, we have taken a vital first step towards resolving matters in Ul'dah. We couldn't have done it without you, Duache. Thank you. Tataru? Yes, General Rauban is now in safe hands. What? Another assault? Very well, we shall return at once. Pray notify the Count of our coming. It would seem we face another crisis. The Dravanians are preparing to resume their siege of the Holy See. Though I am loath to abandon the Sultana to her fate, we lack the necessary evidence to act upon Dulala's claims. That being the case, I propose we leave Marshal Terrapin and the others to investigate, and return with all haste to Ishgard. Let's just fast travel. Hello, Kitty. I'm playing a video game. You can't climb on my head. Ah, there you are. Sorry for cutting your reunion with General Roban short. I wouldn't have bothered you, but the city's awash with rumors of another Dravanian attack, and Lord Orchiffon was desperate to get hold of you. Speaking of whom, he and the others are waiting for you inside, so you'd better head in. Oh. Midgarsarmor. Let's go inside. My friend, I thank you for answering our call with such alacrity. As I'm sure you're now aware, the Dravanians are once more gathering for war. Mr. Mumifo, Master Leveilleur, I must apologize for this abrupt summons, but we thought it best to have Mistress Tataru contact you by the most direct means available. When the Observatorium's bells toll, 'tis a warning that cannot be ignored. The Holy See has ordered that we make ready for battle. In case you haven't heard, a band of trappers returning from the west claimed they saw a cloud of dragons big enough to dim the midday sky. Nidhogg's minions gather once more for war. But I would not have you take up arms in another of our conflicts. When first you came to Ishgard, I offered you my protection. If I cannot ensure your safety here, I cannot well accept your aid, much less ask for it. Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are faced with a choice, to remain in a besieged Ishgard or seek sanctuary elsewhere. I would not presume to influence your decision, but I must ask that you make it swiftly, lest our enemies force your hand. Though we flee to the ends of the world, 'twould seem that no place in this troubled age is free of strife. Once more the Horde descends upon Ishgard, and once more her weary defenders must take up spear and bow. The Count would have us seek shelter from this storm, but I, for one, grow tired of running. If we are to shine the light of dawn, we must do so in the sight of our fellow man, not hunkered in a hole. What say you, Duache? I would stay and fight. Then fight we shall. Let it never be said that we abandoned our allies in their hour of need. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. I know, right? Yeah, we just rescued Roban, but he's recovering from getting his arm cut off. But hey, the Sultana might still be alive. So that's good news. Yeah. Oh yeah, that happened in a cutscene. Like before this expansion. But he's okay. He lived. Now he gets to wear a cool cape. Pretty soon. The choice we make this day may have grave implications for our order. It is only right that Tataru should have a say. Come, let us all meet outside and discuss the path that lies before us.
Ishgard cannot well endure another assault. Even should her not...
Oh,
but what other
shit.
choice do we have? It's not like we can talk it over with them. Dragons and men aren't exactly on speaking terms.
With certain notable exceptions.
You don't mean Iceheart?
When last you spoke with her, she lamented her crimes, did she not? Then there remains a sliver of hope. If we can persuade Iceheart to act as our intermediary, we may yet be able to convince Nidhogg to abandon his bloody course.
If there is to be a meeting, I would accompany you.
Estinian.
Even with your intermediary, Nidhogg's blood rage may render him deaf to reason. However, the mere attempt may afford our forces precious time to prepare. Of course, you might also consider a more direct approach to ending this conflict. With the power of the Eye at my disposal, and the vaunted strength of the Warrior of Light, we could conceivably slay the beast outright.
If we are to risk a face-to-face meeting with the Dread Worm, I for one would feel safer in the company of the Azure Dragoon. However, I should only turn to your lance if my words failed to find their mark. Is that clear?
Perfectly. I shall assume that Iceheart enjoys similar diplomatic protection until instructed otherwise. A word of advice. Think carefully before divulging the particulars of this plan to Sir Emmerich. 'Twould not do to have the Lord Commander accused of consorting with heretics.
Indeed. I thank you for your counsel, Estinian. We shall be honored to have you with us.
I am glad to be of service.
We have chosen a difficult road, yet even should we succeed in winning Iceheart to our cause, our plans for parley will swiftly come to naught should the Holy See decide to strike first against the Horde. We must petition the Lord Commander's aid ere we set forth. I only hope that Sir Emmerich will be willing to muzzle Ishgard's forces on the strength of our vague assurances. Tataru, I would ask that you remain at Porton Manor and inform the Count of our decision. Tell him that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn mean to do all in their power to ensure that Ishgard and her people survive. Yes, sir. So yeah, Estinian, we are playing Dragoon right now, and he is, like, the chief Dragoon here in Ishgard. And he also has Nidhogg's eye. I don't remember if it's his left or his right eye, but yeah, Nidhogg's big mad about that. As he should be, you know, fair enough. Yep. Yeah, Dragons can basically just pop those suckers out and bestow them upon people, but this one was stolen. There's a lot of power in their eyes. You would speak with the Lord Commander. Pray make it quick. Okay.
I want the defenses of the Outer Ward rechecked. See to it that the ballistas are in good repair and supplied with enough ammunition for a prolonged siege.
At once, my lord.
Ah, 'twould seem I have visitors. And unlike those massing beyond our walls, these ones are welcome.
Pray forgive us for interrupting you in the midst of your preparations, Sir Emmerich, but our suit concerns the impending assault. To speak plain, we believe there is a chance the invasion might be halted before it even begins. I can divulge little more at this time, but I must nevertheless request that you advise the Holy See to refrain from launching any preemptive sorties whilst we seek to put our plans in motion.
I will gladly lend my support to any endeavor that could spare the blood of my countrymen, but I would know more of the cause you would have me champion. Will you not share aught of this mysterious undertaking?
Know that I have offered my lance to aid in this endeavor. I cannot claim that its success is assured, but our actions should serve to delay Nidhogg's advance at the very least. Which is more than can be said for the ill-conceived counterattack advocated by the sea's more vocal crusaders. They offer glorious death, but little hope of victory.
Aye, their proposal does not inspire confidence. Our resources should rightly be spent shoring up the city's defenses. The Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light sallying forth together to face the dread worm Nidhogg. I must admit the mere thought of it does much to dispel my misgivings. Go then, carry out your plan. I shall do what I can for you within the Holy See.
Alright. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like Estinian has a different voice actor than the one he has in Shadowbringers and Endwalker. Or at least he's doing a different voice. Just noticed that. Having secured Sir Emmerich's support, we may proceed without a fear of a preemptive Ishgardian attack, which is not to say that we can afford to dither. History tells us that the Dravanians will attack as soon as their horde reaches a critical size. Before that happens, we must needs track down and win over Lady Iceheart, and then locate and parley with Nidhogg. In short, time is against us. If you are ready, Estinian, let us be about our task. Yeah, exactly. I forget the voices for my NPCs all the time. Oh. Time to be quiet.
Such commotion.
Yes, Your Eminence. The bells of the Observatorium warn of our enemy's approach.
So, the dragons are coming. Let them come, in their hundreds and their thousands. With the divine blade in our hands, we shall rend their flesh and drown the heretics in their master's blood. Even Nidhogg and his foul brood shall be powerless to resist us. And when we have rid the world of their pestilence, we shall turn our attention to our Ascian allies. See that they are suitably rewarded for their invaluable assistance.
If I may, Your Eminence, the Paragons wield powers strange and unknowable. Can we be certain that they will not see through our deception?
We can be certain of naught save the righteousness of our cause. If you would be a true leader of men, you must possess conviction as well as caution. We seek to excise the root of an evil that has blighted us for 1,000 years. The risk is worth the reward.
And what of Estinian and this Warrior of Light? They have plans of their own.
Leave them to their purpose. We must each play the role we have been given. You and your chosen brothers most of all.
For the glory of King Thordan.
Bum, bum, bum. Before we set forth, we must needs inform Tataru of our plans. Then I shall await you at Saint Renet's Forum. Tell your friend we may be some time. The road you have chosen is neither short nor easy. Of that I need no reminding. Come, Dwache, let us head back to the Forton Manor. I like how, you know, sometimes you have subtle character design and things like that, but the Archbishop just screams, "I'm evil." But maybe that's also a trick. Our course is set, Tataru. It may be some time before Dwache and I return to Ishgard. Well, just you be careful, alright? Oh, and don't worry about me. I'll be busy listening out for news of our lost friends. If anyone can find them, it's you, Tataru. Farewell for now. Oh, before you go, you must put this on, Alphino. I made it specially. No, I couldn't possibly... Very well. Oh, look at my boy in his little winter outfit! By the 12th, it fits perfectly. And the quality is actually rather good. I'm glad you like it. I've been practicing my needlework while I listen to rumors and the like. A good receptionist is always learning new skills. My thanks, Tataru. Whatever else awaits me upon the road, I shall not fear the cold. 'Twas the least I could do. Now, I must be getting back to the tavern, or I'll never catch up with all the gossip. Best of luck on your journey. Tataru, bestie. She's a little seamstress. How cute is that? Oh, right. You have said your farewells then? Aye, we are ready to depart. I suggest we begin our search for Lady Iceheart without delay. Very well, but she will prove an elusive quarry. Where do you intend to start looking? In the absence of any fresh intelligence on Isel's movements, I propose we pick up the trail where she was encountered last, the Curthis Western Highlands. Let us speak with Sir Redwald, was it? As the commander of Falcon's Nest, it is like that he will know if any heretic activity has been reported in the area. Teleport. I love to teleport. Oh, by the way, did you see? I have a little GG minion. It's GG. The best minion in the game. Well, well, Mistress Mumafo, what business brings you back to Falcon's Nest? Judging by the company you keep, it can be no trifling matter. The Azure Dragoon I know, of course, but I do not believe I've met this young gentleman. Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. And you are not mistaken to the gravity of our mission, Sir Redwald. As I'm sure you're aware, the Observatorium has warned that the Dravanians gather for another assault. We believe there may yet be a way to avert the coming conflict, but only if we can find the elusive Lady Iceheart. Thus have we come to Falcon's Nest in the hope of acquiring the latest intelligence on the heretics' movements. I see. Then you would be best served by speaking directly to my men. A patrol is due to return from its sweep of the surrounding lands at any moment. You may also wish to question the knights assigned to pick over the remains of the heretics' refuge at Jorgagne Mills. It is possible they have unearthed information that could be of use to you. Mistress Mumafo knows well the place I speak of, for it was she who first discovered it. Let us divide our forces then. I will stay and await the return of the patrol while the two of you visit this refuge. When I have completed my inquiries, I will join you there. A wise use of our time. Come, Duache. I am eager to learn what Sir Redwald's men have found in the heretic's lair. Alright, I'm gonna quickly grab some more water because my voice is going, and I'll be right back. There we go. Much better. Alright. Let's get going. Mr. Mummafoot, our findings, you say? Well, there's something of a tale there. No sooner had we chanced upon a promising-looking sheaf of letters than we were ambushed from the shadows by great white beasts. It would seem the heretics foresaw our coming and left behind their pets to discourage further investigation. Several of our number were badly wounded. And you cannot carry out your duties until the creatures are slain. We have not the time to wait for reinforcements. Let us deal with these pets ourselves, Doache. Polar bears. Sorry. The beasts are slain, then. My thanks, Mrs. Mummafoot. We may return to our duty without fear of a mauling. You wish to track down Lady Iceheart, is this not so? The records we discover ere those beasts mauled my comrades appear to be some manner of correspondence. We had not the luxury of perusing their contents more closely, intent as we were on surviving an onslaught of fang and claw, but I'd wager those epistles contain more than friendly salutation betwixt lonely heretics. My interrogation of the patrol proved fruitless. Either we divine some clue from these letters, or we wander the snowfields and pray that the gods lead us right to Iceheart's door. 'Tis hardly a choice at all. I know, right? I do like Estinian. Like, of the main cast of characters, I don't think there's any that I really don't like. And even like villains who are obviously terrible people, they're still like written in a compelling way. Have you recovered much of the heretic's correspondence? Yep, all 3 of them. Splendid. Added to the contributions from Master Lavalleur and Sir Estinian, we now have more than a dozen letters. What have you here then? Every one of these pages is a record of the dealings betwixt the Gorganim, males heretics, and their fellows in the Akafa amphitheater. There are requests for foodstuffs, clothing, and all manners of provisions. Iceheart's followers must yet inhabit the ruins we had thought abandoned. So yeah, Akafa amphitheater was where we first fought Lady Iceheart, who then turned in, like, channeled the primal Shiva into herself. So they're still living there. The Akafa amphitheater. The very place where you witnessed the manifestation of the primal Shiva, was it not? If that is our destination, the journey will be long indeed. The amphitheater lies on the other side of a treacherous tract of ice and snow that cannot swiftly be crossed. Then we must place our faith in the Aethernet. As you may recall, our dear friend Munbrida succeeded in recreating the Akafa beacon after it had been destroyed by Lady Iceheart. At the time, it was assumed that the resultant aetherite would only be temporarily available, but given that the heretics of Gorganim males seem to have been in regular contact with their brethren in the amphitheater, I'll wager it is still Whoa. Hold up. I'll wager it still functions. I suggest we make for the aetherite within Snowcloak without delay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Estinian, but in the course of mapping the Snowcloak tunnel systems, a passage was discovered leading out into the Western Highlands, was it not? Might it be possible for us to reach the aetherite from this side of the wall? It should. Hausder and Dare posted soldiers at the Western Highlands entrance after the tunnels were cleared, but they will not deny us entry. Ah, the guests of House Fortin, accompanied by the Azure Dragoon, no less. I cannot imagine what brought you out this far, but you are welcome to enter the tunnels if that is your will. Assuming the Akafa beacon still functions, and we must pray to the 12 it does, we shall arrive at our destination in mere moments. Though I do not expect to be greeted by the primal Shiva, we should nevertheless be prepared for a frosty reception. The heretics are not like to rejoice at the appearance of uninvited guests, particularly ones with our history. An impressive structure. I wonder how many ages it has endured. Mayhap you should ask its occupants. They seem a friendly bunch. Dogs of Ishgard, is it not enough that you banish our beloved saint? Will you not be satisfied until the ice is slick with the last drops of our blood? Stay your weapons, we come under the flag of parley. We wish only to speak with your mistress, that we might broker for a peace. Do you think us fools, boy? It will take more than honeyed words to earn our trust. You walk with the Dragon Slayer, and we know all too well what he is capable of. My reputation precedes me. They give us little choice. Come, brothers, may dragon wings bear us to victory. I know, right? This is such a beautiful arena. What am I doing? Yeah, I can do that too. One.
Your guard is down.
You're fortunate indeed. Behold the true form of our faith. Oh, for Fend. Yeah. At last.
Focus.
Release!
Know your folly.
There we go. They fight like demons. 'Tis death to remain. Fall back, brothers. Retreat to the cinders. I see no sign of Lady Iceheart. Would that we could have questioned one of them. What would you ask that we do not already know? They make for the cinders, and so must we. Even should an ambush await us, 'tis certain there will be more heretics to question. The cinders, you say? I confess the name is unknown to me. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten us, Estinian. I suspect it is the heretics' way of referring to the Dreaming Dragon, an island of sorts found in the midst of the frozen lake of Ashpool. Some 500 years past, 'tis told that the Zur-Dragoon of the age fought a dragon of titanic proportions. After a savage struggle, the mighty creature was weakened unto the point of death, and forced into a magic slumber by an entire chapter of the Holy See sorcerers. Ere long, a rain of ash and cinders did begin to fall upon the sleeping serpent's motionless form, covering the creature at length in a shroud of grey. Of course, a thick layer of ice has since formed on top of it. But you may be sure I speak true. A fascinating tale. We should make haste to this Ashen Isle. The Dreaming Dragon lies far to the west. Before we approach the frozen beast, however, there's another place I would like to visit first. I am told the convictors have set up camp in Twin Pools. Their leader, Jean Thelot, may have information of use to us. Ah, but mayhap you're not familiar with that name either. The convictors are dragon slayers, after a fashion, but I am willing to wager that they encountered their fair share of heretics. If we are indeed walking into a trap, I would learn all there is to know of our foe. A sound suggestion. Let us speak with these convictors then, and temper our haste with a measure of caution. Well, well, what do we have here? Hoping to join the esteemed ranks of the convictors, are we? The hard-eyed lass looks promising, but you have a frail look about you, boy. I give you 3 days ere the wilds claim your corpse. Rude. I beg your pardon? Be not so quick to judge. I have seen this frail youth fell heretics with a flick of his wrist. And who are you to question? By the Fury! That armor, that lance, the Azure Dragoon himself graces our camp. Pray forgive my disrespect, sir. I am Jean Thelot, the leader of the convictors and fellow slayer of dragons. May I ask what winds, fair or foul, carry you into our humble camp? Ah, Lady Iceheart, is it? Aye, I know her by reputation, but I'm afraid I've seen naught of her or her people. That said, my own men can be somewhat lax when it comes to making reports. You may wish to question them yourself. Thank you, we shall. Duache, Estinian, let us make our way through the camp and see what information there is to be had. Surely one of these people will have encountered heretics while out hunting. Pray speak with as many as you can, Duache. Nay, I know of no heretics. Do you honestly expect me to keep track of every Raymo, Vermont, or Bertinon that wanders in and out of camp? Are there any heretics in the area? I have not the faintest idea. Why, a heretic could pass under my very nose and I would be none the wiser. I hunt dragons, my dear lady, the big ones. Forever do I scan the skies for signs of my prey. I care not for the miserable creatures that scurry upon the ground. Okay, dude. Looking for heretics, you say? Why don't you go and bother Pierriquet or someone? I've had enough trouble keeping these preening fops fed and clothed as it is. 'Tis no business of mine what folk do with themselves out here in the wilds. Some I can help you with, my lady. Heretics, is it? Well, I've never seen one myself, but that ain't to say I haven't heard a thing or two. We should be grateful for any information you can share with us. The gods know we've gleaned precious little from talking to the rest of these people. If it please, my lord, I'm Pierriquet, a soldier by trade, though not much of one, if I'm honest. If it weren't for the love of stabbing folk that I took up this... It weren't for the love of stabbing folk that I took up the spear, see? No, it was by order of Sir Jean-Lot's father. Still, as long as they keep paying me wages, I ain't fussy as to what they have me do. Not everyone's as patient as me, though. Plenty of lone-born lads who get pressed into service start grumbling before they've seen their second battle. And once they've got to thinking how unfair it all is, it don't take much for the heretics to turn their heads. From what I heard here, the simple promise of freedom tends to do it. That may explain how Lady Iceheart was able to expand her following so swiftly. Sad to say, some mates of mine gobbled down the heretics' tribe and asked for seconds. Told me they were off to the Western Highlands to light a signal fire. That's how you let the heretics know you're serious about joining their ranks, apparently. Send up some purple smoke and the bastards come to you. Is that so? Why then, I am minded to start a fire. If we are to lure our foes to our position, then we must first find a means of producing a signal of purple hue. As it so happens, I once heard a tale of a trapper who dropped the hide of a woolly yak onto his campfire. Aside from the terrible stench, the story also described in detail how the smoke from the smothered flames which tinged a deep violet. You are a monster hunter of some note, are you not, Duache? It should prove a trifling task for you to procure a number of hides. We may need to burn more than one ere the heretics take notice of our beacon. Master Alphino, you and I shall gather wood for the fire. Aye, it will take the both of us to find enough dry fuel in this frozen wasteland. Let us meet again at the Dreaming Dragon with the fruits of our labor. Big boys. They're so fluffy. sorry I have to kill them. Yeah, it's going towards a good cause. It would seem that collecting firewood is a new experience for Master Alphino. His must have been a privileged upbringing. Have you the hides we need? There you go. Yeah, Alphino's a rich boy.
Ah, I should have known it would be you. Word reached me of a struggle with a small but well-armed band of trespassers. Forgive my comrades their hostility. Few come here uninvited, and fewer still with good intent. Now, tell me why you are here.
We wish to speak with you.
So, you seek to stem the Dravanian tide with talk? A romantic notion. If you but knew the truth, the spark which lit the flames of this animosity, you would understand the futility of your quest. Shall I relate it to you? The sordid history my gift has shown me, that which the Holy See has taken such pains to suppress. 'Twas more than a millennium past when an Elezen tribe first sought to claim the lands of Kurthas as its home. Unfortunately for them, Kurthas was already home to dragonkind, and they were not inclined to make way for the invaders. Thus did a bloody war begin, a war which might well have rumbled on until one or the other side was exterminated, had it not been for the resolve of a single woman. That woman's name was Shiva.
Whoops, my phone.
While those around her fought and died, she attempted to parley with the dragons, and in so doing discovered them to be possessed of profound intelligence and reason. The great worm, Heavensward, in particular so enchanted Shiva that she found herself growing to love the creature, whom her people considered a monster. In the eyes of a near-immortal dragon, however, the fleeting life of an Elezen is as that of a freshly cut rose. Scarce has the flower bloomed before it begins to fade and wither. Such melancholy musings plagued Heavensward, who had found in Shiva an unexpected and beloved soulmate. He knew that all too soon, death would snatch her away from him. Unable to bear the thought of their separation, the maid bid the worm consume her, that their spirits might be entwined for eternity. Though loath to perform the deed, Heavensward ultimately gave in to her plea, and soon thereafter the tale of their ill-fated love spread throughout the two warring factions. No more could they raise blade or claw against one another, knowing that the souls of their kin were so inextricably bound. In the days that followed, man and dragon learned to live in harmony, and together built a nation unlike any the world had ever known. For 200 years did this blissful age of peace continue, as it would to this day, had vilest envy not stirred in the hearts of the Elezen. It is said that worms owe their longevity to the boundless reserves of vitality found within their eyes. And 'twas in this belief that a traitorous band of knights deceived their allies of some 2 centuries, and took by force that which they coveted. Nidhogg. He who now stands poised to unleash his wormlings upon Ishgard was the great dragon who lost an eye to Elezen treachery. And until he prizes it from the hands of the traitor's progeny, no amount of conciliatory words will stay his fury.
You are wrong, Lady Iceheart. Lest you misunderstand, I do not doubt your vision of the past. 'Tis true that Nidhogg greatly desired to reclaim the Eye. Indeed, it was for that very reason that I kept it with me as I roamed the land, attempting to draw him away from the city.
Good gods!
Until recently, Nidhogg seemed unable to resist its allure and pursued me relentlessly. Needless to say, that is no longer the case. Now, it would seem, he has fixed his attention on Ishgard itself, though he knows full well the Eye does not reside there.
You believe he targets the capital for another reason?
I believe reason has all but left him. Through the Eye, I feel much of what Nidhogg feels, and the dragon's thirst for vengeance will not be quenched by aught less than a sea of blood.
If Nidhogg is indeed lost to reason, might we not seek an audience with Hraesvelgr instead? He has thus far shown no inclination to aid in the invasion of Ishgard, and may yet welcome our efforts to broker a peace.
You still believe that a peaceable solution can be found? Very well. I will take you to him. Our road will lead us to Dravania, the homeland of dragonkind. There we shall ascend unto the clouds, where Hraesvelgr resides.
Congratulations, I have been reattuned to the crystal.
Is aught amiss, my friend? I sense the many battles are beginning to take their toll. Rest a while, and should you lose sight of us, Dravania lies beyond the mountains to the west.
Curious. The vestiges of thy mistress's blessing are not as faint as once they were. Thy will to succeed grants thee unusual fortitude. But will it be enough?
Alright. Yeah, before we continue with more of Heavensward, I'm gonna take a quick little break, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. That took a little bit longer than expected, but I made myself some popcorn. So I'm happy about that. Let's switch back over to the game. Thank you, thank you. You are Duache, yes? Pray address me as Azael if you wish. 'Tis passing strange, is it not, that fate should bring us together thus? Never did I think to walk alongside the warrior of light. But history is full of such unexpected alliances. Shall we make our way into Dravania then? The chill of the western highlands is unrelenting, and I would sooner be under the sheltering canopy of the Chocobo forest. Chocobo!
Beyond Abalathia's spine, the great mountain range that spans the continent of Aldenard from east to west. Into the deepening shadows of Som-Al, where lies the ancient home of dragonkind. To a land where the soil slithers and the skies seethe with sinuous shapes, they came.
I was flying, so I just got dropped in from the sky. Enjoy. Thank God you don't die from fall damage unless you're in combat. We now stand on the threshold of Dravania. The path to Som-Al will take us far to the west, beyond the embrace of the forest branches. It will be a long and demanding journey. Might I suggest that we take our rest at the village up ahead and see that we are properly provisioned? There's a village here, but I thought these lands were the sole domain of dragonkind. Why would anyone choose to live in so perilous a place? The wild chocobos. Tailfeather was built by hunters who make their living capturing and selling the beasts. Their leader, Markashaw, is an acquaintance of mine. Being a gregarious sort, he will no doubt welcome our arrival, and he will also possess more recent knowledge of the road we seek to travel. I trust there are no objections? Only to this ceaseless chatter. If we are to meet this acquaintance of yours, let us do it before Ishgard burns. Well, tan my hide and call me a Leatherface. We have visitors. Oh ho, and if this ain't the lovely Azale, it's been too long, girl. That it has, Marcia Shawn. That it has. My companions and I are on a pilgrimage to Salmal. Might we stay in Tailfeather a while and prepare for the next leg of our journey? Of course, stay as long as you like. In fact, I wouldn't suggest leaving the forest at all. The dragons have been absolutely bleeding murderous of late. Forgive me, sir, but I'm not sure I understand. Do the dragons not bother you here in the forest? Bother us? Did Isel not explain things to you, boy? You've seen them towering Calum trees all about, haven't you? If you were flying above the canopy, you'd barely be able to see the ground. And as you would expect, the local wildlife's canny enough to stay hidden beneath the leaves, which is why the dragons do their hunting elsewhere, and why we can do ours in peace. I see. Thank you for your explanation. You're welcome. Now, I know I won't stop Isel here, but dragons ain't the only thing you'll need to keep an eye out for, especially if you're set on heading west. I dare say you're wondering what could possibly be worse than dragons, eh? Well, I'll tell you, the bloody Nath. They're what you might get if you crossed an Entling with a Magala crab and taught the thing how to walk on two legs. They never used to stray far from their hives out of fear of the dragons, but they've gotten a lot more aggressive of late, sending out war parties for moms in all directions. They've even taken to harassing the Dravanians in their own lairs, if you can believe it. When they venture out into the forest, which is more and more, by the way, they certainly ain't afraid to come after my lot. I can only imagine how much worse it'd be closer to the Nat's home territory. It would seem that much has changed in Dravania. The Nath were not wont to cause such strife when I lived here. You lived here, in Dravania? Aye, 'twas in the time following the calamity. My family was dead, my home was gone, and I had fled from the bitter cold into these lands. I knew not the paths of the forest then, and wandered out from under the protection of its boughs. That was when I chanced upon Rhys Felger. He had descended from his mountain lair to hunt for food. My exhausted mind could not contend with the sight of the majestic worm, nor the vision of the past his present visited upon me. Thankfully, Marcia Shawn found my unconscious form at the edge of the trees, and nursed me back to health. And in Tailfeather I remained for some time. Hence your familiarity with the locals. But I interrupted you. You were saying these Nath were once a peaceful people? Peaceful would not be the most fitting description. They are a fiercely territorial tribe, and anyone who intrude upon their domain are attacked without hesitation or quarter. Outside the borders of their homeland, however, they were rarely hostile. Indeed, were we even able to trade with them on occasion. They have changed then. What of it? We have not the time to creep through the underbrush on some roundabout route. I say we make straight for Salmal and crush any unruly insect we meet underfoot. A more direct path, then. Very well. Let us first follow the trail west out of the forest and make for the statue of the Stained One. From there we should have a fair view of the road that leads to Salmal. Shall we? We can just fly there. Should we chance to meet Marshasham again, remind me to thank him. Had he not warned us to expect the Nath, I doubt I would be standing here. Amid ruins that I would tentatively describe as Ishgardian, the style, if not quite identical, betrays a definite resemblance. You have a scholar's eye, Master Alphino. This structure is, in fact, over 1,000 years old. It is a remnant of the age when our ancestors and dragonkind lived together in peace. You claim this as evidence of our harmonious past? I was taught that these buildings were constructed by heretics in honor of your Dravanian masters. This rubble inspires no such awe in me. Stubborn fool! How desperately you cling to the false teachings of your beloved Holy See. Enough, both of you. You threaten the success of our mission with this incessant squabbling. Dwashe, pray reason with these two. The truth of the past will be revealed. Quite. Lest you forget, our goal is to prevent a war which will claim the lives of Dravanians and Isgardians alike. If we are to accomplish this, you must learn to tolerate each other's presence. Trust in Dwashe's gift. In time, the secrets of history will be brought to light. Let that be enough, Estinian. You would have me keep my counsel until Dwashe's visions confirm the truth? Very well, but bait me not. Yeah, get a long shirt. Oh, I need that. For them so bad. Our meeting with Hraesvelgr will likely provide the catalyst Dwashe's gift requires, as it did mine. Let us press on. Spy you the three great towers to the west? Ishgardian know them as Anix Trine. The place serves as a roost for Hraesvelgr's lesser kindred. If we are to reach the peak of Somal, then we must first besiege these dragons to open the way. But do not be disheartened. The one who leads them is a friend. Of rather more concern is the disposition of the Nath. Let us survey the approach to the towers and see if the path is clear. Estinian, Isel, stop bickering or I swear to God I'll turn this chocobo right around. Pulling my hair! 'Tis as I feared. The road ahead is teeming with Nath soldiers. Marshasham did not exaggerate then. These beastmen have grown brazen indeed if they would threaten the dragons so openly. Do they intend to assault the lair itself? I pray they do not. Mighty though my Dravanian friends are, they are yet vulnerable to the Nath's muskets. There is no route save the one before us. Should the beastmen offer battle, we have no choice but to accept. I want them to be friends so bad. I take no pleasure in killing the Nath. 'Twas to avoid bloodshed that I agreed to join you on this journey. Well, it cannot be helped. We may proceed into the courtyard together, but leave the task of hailing its occupants to me. And keep your lance on your back, Dragoon. On my word to the Warrior of Light, I shall start no fight, only finish it. You truly are beyond salvation. Come then.
Vidofnir!
Ah, 'tis thee, little one. From above I did mistake thee for a Nath. 'Tis well I chanced to look again, or thou wouldst now be ash.
Dear Vidofnir, how I have missed you. Would that I had come sooner, and not out of dire necessity.
Thou art troubled. Speak that I might know thy plight. Thou wouldst have father admonish his brood brother.
I would end this war without further bloodshed.
How am I to believe thee, little one, when thine own companion beareth Nidhogg's stolen eye?
Have care, dragon, or I shall gouge out one of yours.
You forget yourself, sir. We are here on a mission of peace.
My sire's will forbiddeth me from inviting discord to our home. 'Tis for this reason and no other that thou still drawest breath, knight.
Vidofnir, please. We must be allowed to convey our intentions to Hraesvelgar in person, with words of our own choosing. Grant us this favor, and open the way to Som Al.
Thou hast ever been welcome, little one. But I cannot grant thy wish. I am bound to remain here, and protect my kin from the Nath's god.
The Nath have summoned a primal.
Pray excuse my forwardness, but if we were to eliminate the threat to your territory, would you consent to Lady Izel's request?
Ha! Dost thou imagine thyself equal to the task? To succeed where dragons have failed? 'Tis beyond thee, mortal. But thou art welcome to try, nonetheless. Only know that idle promises shall avail thee naught.
It would seem we have no choice but to make good on Alphino's offer. Why must our every bid for peace breed yet more war?
I forgot, I was still muted. Yeah. Estinian's kind of a dick. At this point, he's still got some growing to do. Be nice. So, the Nath have summoned their god, and thus is the mystery of their newfound belligerence laid to rest. Are you not glad, Lady Iceheart? I thought you would applaud them for summoning a primal to further than their own ends. After all, you did. I did not reach out to Saint Shiva to further mine own ends. I desired the strength only to forge anew the peace between man and dragons. But what a fool am I to speak of peace to you, a bloodthirsty savage who murders without thought or compunction. Enough, enough, I say. If the Nath had truly brought forth their deity from the ether, we must face it together or watch our hopes fall apart. All now rests upon this primal's defeat. But ere we think of confronting it, we must first study its origins. What is the nature of this god? What manner of faith sustains its existence? My apologies, you are right, of course. Let us return to Tailfeather and consult with Marshasham. He knows more of the Nath and their culture than most. Can I fly over this wall? Hell yeah. I like these trees, they're so cool. It's like mangrove trees, I think they're called, like that are in water all the time. Oh, back already, are we? Ah, met with the Nat, did you? And what is it you would like to... Summon the primal, you say? 7 hells. Well, I don't know bugger all about Nath religion, if I'm honest. Beyond their trading habits, they never seemed much point in asking. But it shouldn't be that hard to find out. From time to time we barter with a small hive to the north and west of here. Outcasts from the main tribe, from what I understand. I reckon they'd be willing to tell you a bit about themselves, if you give them the right incentives. Sounds promising. And what exactly would a Nath consider to be the right incentives? Oh, nothing your average hunter couldn't scrounge up in a day or two. But seeing as you're in a hurry, you might want to divide the chores amongst yourselves. You'll want a good-sized jar of landtrap nectar, a basket of Calum tree fruit, and, always a Nath favorite, a generous portion of young Nanka flesh. I shall gather their fruit. Leaping to the lower branches of these forest giants should present little challenge to me. Then I shall collect the nectar, with Master Alphino's arcane assistance. And that leaves you to bring home the meat. You'll need to carve it from the smaller Nankas that live in the rivers. 3 big hunks should be enough, I reckon. Once you've got everything together, you'll need to set it down at what we call the trading post. Here, I'll mark the spot on your map for you. You have been most kind, Master Marchesham. Well then, let us attend to our respective tasks and reconvene at the trading post. I need hardly add that the last one there is a rotten Nanka egg. I was able to gather a goodly amount of nectar from the land traps. And I accidentally skipped, but whatever. Splendid. I shall put this with Estinian's fruit and assemble a suitably generous-looking hamper for the Nath. Well, everything appears to be in order. Assuming no one has any objections to my choice of presentations, I shall place our offering at the trading post as instructed. Were I of the Nath, I think I would be suitably impressed. Sunboy. Sunboy allowed. Well, how long must we wait? Should we have sounded a signal or some such? Calm yourself, Master Alphino. Our offering has not gone unnoticed. Long has it been since hunters last came to trade, bearing gifts that filled the air with such delightful scents. Landtrap nectar, Calum tree fruit, and Nanka flesh. What delectable foods you have brought us. Our meager assistance is much enriched by your bounty. Come, hunters, come to our hive if you would trade. Cramped and stifling our homes are, but the rancid incense keeps the dragons at bay. Cramped, stifling, and horribly smelly. But better to live in stench than be cracked and crunched by dragon jaws, yes? Come, come, it's not far. Just little guys. And they're kinda nice. These ones are. Your presence has been announced to the storyteller. You must speak to our chosen leader in words, for we are Vath. We are the non-mind. Welcome to our hive, hunters. You have brought delicacies much sought after by our people, and we are much pleased. What would you have in return? Honored Elder, pray allow me to begin by thanking you for welcoming us into your home, and for accepting our humble offerings. My companions and I are come in search of knowledge, specifically knowledge of your people's god. Knowledge alone? What strange hunters you are! But if it's words you desire, then words you shall have. We are the Vath, the non-mind, and to speak is our fate. You will hear the tale of the Nath god, of the god the One Mind summoned into our midst. The One Mind? These are the Nath who reside in the main colony? Yes, they are. They are one. connected. But let us begin the story at its beginning. Some moons ago, a single dragon flew in from the east, bleeding and weak. It fell from the sky and into the hive, where it was swarmed by my brethren, and with spear and spell and musket the dragon was slain. 'Twas likely one that had fled the battle with my kinsmen. I should commend you for finishing the job. Shut the hell up. Dragons are fierce and terrible adversaries. The One Mind would always cower when their winged shadows passed over the ground. But no longer. They had learned that a battle-weary Dravanian was easy prey. Thus did the Overmind decide to heed the words of the black-robed men. The One Mind would call forth our god and unleash his blades upon the dragons. Dravanian lands would become Nat lands, and ever larger would grow our domain. But our god ever hungers. The price he demands in crystals far exceeds the rewards for this war. We of the Vath despise and revile his insatiable existence. Yeah. I call upon the power of a primal for the greater good, conscious all the while that I do so at grave cost to the land. I reason that it is a necessary evil, and willingly shoulder the burden of my sin. In suggesting that such crimes can be justified, you may argue that I presume too much, but you must surely see that I am aware of the magnitude of my transgressions. Not so the Nath. They summon their deity for no greater purpose than to expand their dominion. To a scion of the Seventh Dawn, one sworn to eliminate the primal threat, the distinction you draw seems questionable at best, but the fact remains that my own grandfather risked unleashing the power of the 12 in an attempt to prevent the calamity. Thus, while I may not condone your actions, I at least understand them. Not so the Nath, as you so rightfully put it. If they truly seek naught but territorial gain, I can only conclude that they are ignorant of the ruinous consequences of their god's insatiable appetite. The longer this primal is suffered to exist, the greater the suffering it will cause. It must be destroyed. How lightly you propose the destruction of this god, Master Alphino, a being of whom we know not. Has it occurred to you that you may be sending the Warrior of Light to her death? No, You have the right of it, Estinian. 'Twould seem it is I who am guilty of presuming too much. Pray forgive me, Dwache. I do not fear my duty. Wait, Dwache need not face this foe alone. Like her, I am blessed with the Echo's protection, and may do battle without fear of primal influence. Let me bear this burden. Ha! Do you truly imagine yourself a second warrior of light? Remind me, how many primals have you faced, my lady? Not that it matters, we know not where this god resides, or how to challenge it, unless you mean to pray until it appears. Estinian makes a valid point. Let us speak with the Vath and learn how best to secure an audience with their deity. In this, at least, I may be of assistance. The young lord certainly appears eager to prove his worth. For once, I just would like to be able to turn to one of these NPCs and like, you will not believe the shit I've seen in the future. Hold on to your horses, baby. You ain't seen nothing yet. You think this is scary? Traveling in a gauntlet of gods. We are Vath. We are the non-mind. We do not hear the one-mind's thoughts. We cannot predict their will. You wish to meet our god? Offer yourself as a sacrifice, and you will soon be brought before him. We would mourn the loss of such generous hunters, however. Put this idea from your minds, generous hunters. If you meet with our god, then he will have your souls. Surely you are not so generous as that. You are generous hunters, yes. Many gifts you have brought, but not enough for all Vath to enjoy. Maybe you could bring us just one more? We are very fond of Nanka flesh. Yes, the meat of a young Nanka would make a fine repast. Okay. Sorry. Always bring enough for seconds. Come here. Yeah, that's a good strategy. So I always know if the food's delicious, everybody wants seconds. We Vath do enjoy our Nanka flesh. Have you been out hunting yet? Yeah, here we go. Ooh, yeah, take some home for like lunch the next day. Another gift for the Vath. So unexpected. Yes. You will have more of the words you strange hunters hunger for. Listen now. The senses of the one mind are enmeshed by the overmind. What one sees, all see. What one feels, all feel. Alert a single Nath and the whole hive is alerted. To reach our god undetected is all but impossible. The Vath are wont to allude to certain concepts without explanation, but I believe I'm beginning to grasp a few of the fundamentals. From what I understand, the king-like overmind sits at the center of Nath society, and its presence somehow allows its subjects to communicate without need for word or gesture. These Nath, the ones who inhabit the larger hive, are known as the One Mind, and it was by their combined will that the primal was summoned. Those who reside in these smaller hive, however, are the Vath, or the Non-Mind, who for reasons that yet escape me, seem to have been excluded from the telepathic bond which connects their Nath counterparts. Thus are the Vath ignorant of the One Mind's thoughts and intentions, and of the nature of their own god. In summary, we have wasted our time. Not so. Perhaps though it may be, the Vath did furnish us with one certain method of approaching the primal, as sacrifices. Should we allow ourselves to be captured in the environs of the colony, the Nath will bring us before their deity to make an offering of our souls. Forgive me, but let us be clear about what it is that you propose. You mean to say that you would deliberately provoke the Nath, surrender yourselves into what might generously be termed their custody, and then wait until their god arrives to claim your soul? Aye, that fairly well describes my plans. You will join me in this endeavor, will you not, Duache? Judging by the great risk you took to prevent the summoning of Saint Shiva, you are not a woman to err on the side of caution. Would that I could fight by your side, warrior of light, but the power of the dragon is no protection against primal influence. Forgive me, but I must remain here with Master Alphino. Then it is settled, Duache. You and I shall challenge the guards at the entrance of the colony. Once the hive is roused, we shall feign a brief show of resistance, then allow them to take us prisoner. Cool. I do like the Nath hive. It's kind of neat. Intruders, your lives are forfeit. The Overmind must by now be aware of our intrusion. Let us press on into the hive and ensure that we have our host's undivided attention. Let's go! Just helping that person. That should be sufficient. If we did not have our host's full attention before, we must surely have it now. Our audience with the Primal may be granted soon after our capture. Pray advise me once you have steeled your mind for the battle to come. Let's go, let's go. You are prepared then? Hold here, Dwache. When the next Nath come, we offer no resistance. Surrender, intruders. There is no escape. Enough. We surrender. We throw ourselves upon the mercy of your God. They seem eager to proceed. Good. When they take us before their lord, pray leave matters to me. If what I know of summoning rituals hold true, I shall be well placed to act. Mark the sound of the river rushing through the ravine behind us. Passing loud, is it not? I imagine the noise would serve to mask our escape should we need to withdraw temporarily. But you are prepared, are you not? I do hope so. If I were to be dragged away for sacrifice while you were haggling over the price of potions, I should not be amused. No, I'm prepared. Don't worry.
Now we have but to wait.
O Lord Ravana, Master of the Sacred Blades, Wrath of the Colony, Conqueror of the world, hear our prayer. Pray grant unto your devoted children the gift of your divine presence.
He comes.
All strength to the colony. Speak and I shall listen.
O glorious General, we have captured intruders and would make unto you an offering of their life's blood.
These feeble fleshlings dared to invade Natlands.
Hear me, Lord Ravana. My companion and I did not come to contest your children's territory. We wished only to learn the reason you wage war against the dragons.
Thou wouldst flirt with death merely to satisfy thy curiosity. Wherefore should the glorious conquests of the Nath concern thee so, Elezen? Ah, mayhap thine own kind struggle against the worms fareth poorly, and thou art desirous of a pact.
We crave no alliance, Lord Ravana. Only peace. We would bring an end to our war with the dragons. Yet so long as they remain embroiled in this conflict with your children, our goal shall remain out of reach. Never before have the Nath risen up in such numbers, and never yet with you at their head. Why do you lead them to war?
Thy question hath no meaning. To live is but to fight. Long have my children waited. gathering their strength in the shadow of thy ceaseless conflict. The Nath would see the Dravanians slain, and their territories secured. And by such fervent prayers am I now given form and purpose.
As I feared, your very existence is an obstacle to our goal. Since you are so fond of fighting, we challenge you, Lord of the Nath. And should we emerge the victors, I would have you swear to withdraw your soldiers from Dravanian soil.
Thou art bold indeed to risk thy fleshy hide so readily. Very well. I, Ravana, fourfold Master of the Blade, do accept thy challenge. But should I emerge the victor, I would have thee swear to serve in mine army till thy last breath is spent. Do you accept?
I do. And I believe the first bout is mine.
Go, Shiva, go!
What is this? A god clad in flesh?
Is aught amiss, my lord? Thou wilt not break thy word, I trust.
Mine oath is unbending as steel, little goddess. Thy ruse will but add to mine enjoyment.
It is very stupid. I like the later designs of Shiva way more. I do like the icicle hair. That's very cool. That's what you get for not wearing armor.
I thought myself stronger. Mayhap with more crystals?
That's okay, you're not used to fighting primals.
Be thou god or maid, thou art nothing to me. And what of thee, mortal? Art thou warrior or craven?
Hopefully the one who's gonna beat your ass. But I gotta need like 8 other people for that, so, you know.
A warrior then? Good! Mayhap thou will provide more sport than thy feeble companion.
7, rather. Please give my girl some good lighting. I'm begging you. You okay? Forgive me, I was overconfident. You're fine. Well, let's see how atrocious the queue time is for this one. Oh, it's only 7 minutes. We can hang out for 7 minutes. Yeah, that's the one downside to playing DPS. The queue times are always shit. If you're healer or tank, you pretty much always have insta-queue. That's because people think healers and tanks are harder to play than DPS. They're all important. I don't know, I think it really depends on the class as well you're playing, but I think I think they're all like important or difficult in their own way. Like if you're a new healer and there's a tank who just aggroes every single enemy in the dungeon and then expects you to be able to heal through that, you know, that's difficult. If you're a tank, you have to know the tank mechanics and stuff, and if you're DPS, you have to do good damage, otherwise the bosses will not die in time and they will enrage and just pretty much wipe the whole party. So I don't know. I'm personally pretty fond of playing healers and also tanks, but it all has its perks, and I like playing Dragoon right now for the story relevance, I guess. It's all about dragons in Ishgard. Ooh. Let me go check those out on my phone. Aww. They're so cute. I love them. I love the colors you used as well. So pretty. Mm. Hell yeah. when we recently went shopping, we went to one of those, you know, fun stuff stores that just basically have crap you don't need but that you do buy because you want it. And I got one of those multi ballpoint pens. So it has like, let's see how many colors there are on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 colors. So I can do some fun stuff with that. Oh, there we go. Please all queue in. Oh yeah, it's chunky. And it has one of those fried shrimps on top of it. I love the music here. It's so good. Yeah, you know those breaded shrimps? Fried shrimps from Japan? It was a Japanese import store. I'll post a picture sometime.
To the song of a ringing steel.
Oh, okay.
Furious as a blaze.
Oh. Turns. That means keep your distance.
Perish.
There we go.
Bleed.
The floor is lava. How fun is that?
Feel my blades.
Don't remember where to go. Fuck it. So go here.
I am invincible.
Ah, that was the wrong place to go. Whoa.
Bleed. Wilt thou yield?
I trusted in the wrong person.
Win, ye souls of war!
It is a lot. Alright, now we gotta kill these butterflies. Come here. Boing. I did too when I first played this, but I mean, I just recently did this trial while I was doing my roulette, so it's still kind of fresh. Yep. Also, I had the luxury of being a healer when I first did this, so I just had to stand there and keep people alive. Dodge the orange on the floor.
glory of combat!
It is stressful. Especially when you're first starting out and you don't know the best way to heal yet. Well, it's almost over. I forgot it has lyrics. Get his ass. Oh. Someone already used LB. Can get him. Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. Yeah, there we go.
Thus does the sacred rite of combat proclaim the victor. I lay my blades at thy feet, child of man.
That's a fun trial, always. That's also not that hard. I just recommend this thing. Oh, they left. Well, never mind them. Sometimes it does. I don't know if it does it with this one, but it did do that with the primals you beat in the in like the main A Realm Reborn story.
You do not disappoint, warrior of light. Would that I had your skill in battle.
Yeah, I guess I did it
I
on
do
my own.
begin to see why so many place their faith in you.
They get better about that in later
For all his
expansions.
savagery, I do not think Ravana one to break his word. Provided the dragons do not trespass upon Nath lands, they should have little to fear of the Primal's biting blades. We have done well, have we not? Come, let us return to Vidofnir and share these glad tidings.
Woo! Uh-oh.
Once more you achieve the impossible, bringer of light. But with every mortal heart that succumbs to fear and fury, another voice is joined to the chorus, beseeching divine succor. At their bidding, warring gods will shake the firmament, and your world will be consumed in the swelling storm of chaos.
Hooray for more Ascians. Never since we first fought have I seen you draw upon the full extent of your power, and never from afar till this day. You are a marvel to behold, Dwashe. Well, 'tis time we rejoined our companions. They will be eager to hear the tale and to continue our journey. Yeah, I think we're gonna finish up this quest, and then I'm gonna call it for tonight. So we've been at it for 3 hours. Yeah, They have little wings. They fly through the sheer force of willpower and aether currents. Washay, Lady Asel, thank the 12. Lord Ravana, you say? How curious that the Vath never mentioned his name. And are you quite certain he will keep his word? There was honor beneath his savagery. That we survived the encounter at all is a miracle I must attribute to Dwashe. Never did I doubt you, warrior of light. Unlike some, you were gone for so long that Master Alphino here nigh lost his wits with worry, fretting like a maid for his sweetheart he was. Estinian, was that truly necessary? Haha, not truly necessary, but certainly true. Ahem. What matters is that the Primal is banished and our promise fulfilled. We should return to Vidofnir without delay. Lest you forget, this was but a means to secure an audience with the worm Racefelger. Nidhogg's minions will not be halted by idle chatter. Come now, we must make every moment count. You are unkind, Estinian. For all his experience and intellect, Alphino is still but a boy. Sigh. It's okay, little master. I think you're cool. Alright. Well, that has been plenty for tonight. We got some really nice progress. Finished up the first trial in this expansion. Oh, sorry. No on purpose. Yeah, let me just back away from the mic a little bit. Yeah, that was fun. So thank you for joining me. And, maybe I'll stream again tomorrow. We'll see. Might not be Final Fantasy, but Hollow Knight or something. I will let you know. Alright. Thank you for being here. Bye bye.